purpose of this video is to walk you through the problem we discussed in class on Monday that talks about whether a company should upgrade equipment or replace that equipment. And I'm not going to read through this problem. You can read through it on your own, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to solve this using incremental analysis. So basically we've got two options to consider. The company either upgrades the machine or they replace it completely. And if they upgrade the machine, I think the easiest thing to see is, well, we first have to understand we're only looking at costs here, and we're looking at which one has the least amount of costs, either to upgrade or replace it. There's no additional revenues if we upgrade the machine or replace the machine. So that's why I have no revenues listed here in the items that are going to be relevant to this decision. So I'm looking at total costs. The easiest thing to look at first, I think, is the one-time cost. If we upgrade our current machinery, we have this one-time cost of $1.5 million, so I'll bring that cost down. But if we completely replace that old machine with a new machine, it's going to cost us a one-time cost of $2.4 million. The problem also tells us that the current machine that we have has a disposal price of $225,000. That means that we can sell this machine we were thinking about upgrading on the open market for $225,000. So obviously if I keep the machine, I'm not going to be able to sell it, just upgrading it. But if I replace this machine and buy a new one, I have the opportunity to sell the old one and recover $225,000, which reduces the cost to replace. So at this point it looks like it's more expensive to replace the machine than it is to upgrade it. However, we've got to consider the variable costs. To run the old machine upgraded, we pay $75 per part in our variable costs. And we make 7,500 of these things every year. So my variable costs for 1 year are the $75 per part times the 7,500 desks. So it would be $562,500 in variable costs for 1 year if we upgrade the machine. If we do the same analysis, if we replace it, it's much cheaper to produce one part. It's $37.50 per part times that same 7,500 desks. At this point it still appears that replacing it is more expensive than upgrading it. However, this is only for 1 year. The machines both last for 3 years. That's the time frame we're analyzing this situation over. So we should take those variable costs, since we run it for 3 years, and multiply this by 3. So we have 3 years represented in the variable costs. And the same thing for the replace. I'm going to multiply those costs by 3 to get 3 years. And you'll notice what happens is all of a sudden replacing it becomes less costly. So the key here is to extend the variable cost to the entire 3 years over which we're analyzing this problem. One other quick note, and that is that the original purchase price of this equipment, which is $900,000, is irrelevant. That's what we consider a sunk cost.